Embiid actually did that on a partially torn meniscus. If you needed any doubt that Joel Embiid is a better basketball player than Nikola Jokic, this game proved it. Unfortunately, this game proved some other things too. This was the first legitimate loss of the postseason. You know, with the Wizard thing, Joel Embiid goes out early, you don't know, right? This was the first real loss of the postseason. And you know, it was looking great for the first 5 minutes. I thought offensively, the first 5 minutes, we were going terrific. And then Ben Simmons decided, things are going so well, I'm going to throw a lot of shitty passes. You know, we were just turning the ball over incredibly, a lot. Just forcing things that weren't there. A Danny Green post-up. A Danny Green post-up happened in this game. I saw Danny Green get a post-up. That should never happen at all in any game. Regular season, postseason, I better not see that again. I don't care if it's a fast break situation. You better not give the ball to Danny Green in the post. Speaking of Danny Green, he's kind of the villain of the day, so let's start. His defense on Trae Young was absolutely horrendous. You know, Atlanta did what other teams should be doing with Danny Green. You should be screening his ass because he has no lateral quickness at all. And Trae Young just beats him to the spot, nail the free ball, or get to the lane. It was just awful looking. It was incredibly awfully looking. And then on offense, oh boy, on offense, Danny Green has never met a shot that he did not like to take. When Danny Green plays like this, instead of stand in the corner and do nothing, when he does this, he is such a terrible fucking ball player. The guy thinks he's J.J. Redick, and he's not. He shoots these leaning threes as if he's some WNBA player. It hits front of the rim, and literally it kills 2 critical possessions in a game we lost by 4 points. Just keep that in mind with regard to Danny Green. Seth Curry, he was a part of this late fourth quarter run. Hit a couple of threes. You know, he didn't turn the ball over. But defensively, you came from somewhere, right? You allowed 128 points. I had to go and look back, but you're 6'2", so yeah. Matisse Thybulle came in. He hit a couple of big threes. And he played some really solid defense on Trae Young. The refs gave up. So I guess, you know, I'm going to shout out to Steve Jabby. I guess Trae Young is the new Allen Iverson. Can't cover the guy. Because Trae Young initiates contact. That shouldn't be a whistle. Quite frankly, the contact that he didn't initiate was incidental in my mind. It was bang bang. Should have went on. No whistle should have been blown. But it was. And that's just unfortunate. Tobias Harris was okay. He made some buckets. I didn't think he was defensively too bad, but it was really the scheme defensively from a team perspective. No one's going to stop Trae Young 1-on-1. We saw that with that foul. Forget the idea that you could play single coverage on Trae Young. That's just not going to happen. If we want to win this series, we have to dare John Collins. We had to dare Clint Capella. We had to dare Bojan Bogdanovic. We had to dare these other guys to beat us. Because if we allow Trae Young to get single coverage, he's just going to absolutely decimate single coverage every time. Every time the Sixers play single coverage, Trae Young was there. And now I know what New York Knicks fans were tortured by, because they were a very good defensive team in the regular season too. But Trae Young, you can't guard this guy single coverage. It's impossible. You got the double, triple, got the trap, even in the backcourt. You're going to have to give him Michael Jordan rules. That's where Trae Young is right now offensively. There are 2 players in the NBA making them up for themselves and making themselves the new legends of this game. Luka Doncic and Trae Young. You cannot guard Trae Young with single coverage. He's too good. He's literally in that Jordan stratosphere, in my opinion. And, you know, and some people might say that's too high. But if you don't take it that high, you're going to lose the series. You have to double, triple team him every time down. Because if not, it's over. It's just too damn good. Trae Young is just too damn good. He's their Joel Embiid. When he's in the game for Atlanta, he gives them every chance to win. He's the Michael Jordan at this point. Just like what we went through with Kawhi. You have to recognize that this is for real and adjust accordingly. I'm not covering him single coverage, not even Ben single coverage. It doesn't matter. I have to double and trap this guy on a consistent basis for 48 minutes. If that's too tiring, suck it up. You got the disappointing playoffs, and you get like 2 days off every game. You got to play an aggressive defense. So that does bring us the big, tall Panther guy. As I mentioned, through a couple of turnovers. In a game where we lost by 4 points, 3 for 10 from the free throw line. 3 for 10 from the free throw line. Oh my God. And 2 of those free throws came with the improbable comeback. So when you have a guy in a late game situation, you literally can't put him on the floor like in an odd doc because he's shooting 30% from the free throw line. He is the Shaq of point guards, but in a negative context. He can't hit free throws. Whether we like it or not, Doc, it costs you a game. It technically costs you home court advantage in this round for now. Because he can't hit free throws. That's not being a hater, we're seeing a miss. We're literally seeing the ball come off the iron. They'll play the good games, play the bad games. But if we're at this point where 5 for 8 for the free throw line is a great thing, and we look at him 3 for 10, 3 for 10. If you lose this series, there's more you have to pull the trigger. Like, I don't care if you have to drive out Rivers crying and screaming and kicking. This is not a franchise player. You've got to hit your free throws. That's why they're 3. So I say Maxey struggle. He's a rookie. And in the playoffs, we'll give him a struggling game. But the guy who's getting paid $30 million should make more than 3 free throws to be getting 10 free throws in a game. It's absolutely ridiculous. This was one of those games and one of those losses where you basically look at the supporting cast. And now I understand, what Damian Lillard feels. You look around Joel Embiid, and what is this? It's so incredibly frustrating. We need to get Joel Embiid another superstar next to him. Like, if you look at every team that has won a championship, this is the first time where, even though the Nets have their flaws, they have issues, you have KD, Kyrie, Harden together for the first time. I truly appreciate it. Because if KD has an off game, there's Harden. If Harden has an off game, there's Kyrie. If Joel Embiid had an off game, we would have lost this game by 25 or more. Hell, we had Joel Embiid in this game with a phenomenal game, and you still found a way to lose that game. Superstars matter in the NBA created by LeBron James, and Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons are not superstars. And I don't think they ever will be. And that's literally the bottom line. The bottom line is that Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris are not superstars. That's just truth. Ben might be a floor game guy. He might give us all these great intangibles. But I don't think he's in the top 20 of the NBA. And that's a problem. Because he's on this contract. If we wanted to value his defense, his versatility, his floor game, if we want to value all these great things, should have been to a lesser contract so you can get another guy to pair. Because right now, every loss should feel this way. And especially every loss where Joel Embiid nearly puts up 40. Joel Embiid dominates the game on a torn meniscus. And you find a way to lose that ball game. 9 rebounds, 15 free throws. You find a way to lose that ball game. It can't be, Del Moy. We can't go through this. If we actually lose this series, this cannot be the norm. I don't want to run this back. If you lose the series to the Hawks, if you actually manage to lose the series to the end of the Hawks, and Joel Embiid is the all-star superstar in the series, that's it. I'm done. We can't waste Joel Embiid's prime just like we wasted Allen Iverson's prime. That's what happened. We had a Hall of Famer, Allen Iverson. Couldn't put shit around him. And we didn't do anything with it. Is that the fate of Joel Embiid? Are we just going to have a superstar center? One of the rarest things to ever occur in sports? Getting a superstar 5? Are we going to have a superstar 5 and not be able to win the championship? Because we took so much time with the guy you shoot 3 for 10 for the free throw line. 3 for 10. 3 for 10. My God. Steph Curry 6'2". Danny Green 6'5". What is this? I'm not gonna call Steph Curry and Danny Green blankers on your wings. What is this? It's kind of a semi-rebuild if you lose in the second round. Because it's like, this ain't it. This ain't it around Joel Embiid. Now, to be fair, we knew this wasn't it in the beginning. You know, that's why we went into this like a gap year. But when you're the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, you know, you want to be reeled in. You want to have hope. You want to believe that, okay, maybe Steph Curry is an elite shooting guard. Maybe Danny Green is a 3-and-D player, you know. Maybe Tobias Harris is that next level player. He didn't play bad, but he didn't play great, and that's the problem. In the playoffs, you need to play great, not just good basketball. And that's where we are. We got maybe a good player. One of the most flawed, he's 24 guys in the league. Going into year 5 next year, we don't know if he'll ever actually improve or any things we know he has to work on. This is where it is. This is where it is. And now, mind you, the Hawks still have to beat us 3 more times. The problem is they only have to beat us 3 more times now. We have to beat them 4 more times. I think we could do it. But that game just showed you that the margin of error, it's always small in the playoffs. But the Hawks just punched us in the mouth. They belong. Hawks belong. And Trae Young belongs. Does the supporting cast of the Sixers belong? That's what we're going to find out. Sixers of the universe. Peace.